A board of blockers. That's crazy. And their one blocker just solos us, right? Welcome back, crew. We have another ace video for you. Now, I am very excited here. This ace is doing quite well. As I said, blue purple Luffy, forget about it. This is struggling into that matchup. We're not playing this in the op11 meta because we're going to beat that deck. We might beat that deck, but we're not playing it because we're going to beat that deck. We're playing it because we have good matchups into the other decks. Now, I've already shown you the matchup into Betty. If you haven't seen that one, please do check it out. I'll put the link somewhere over here. And yeah, do check that one out because this deck does well into these aggro matchups. What I thought I might try and find for us today is a matchup into Blackbeard, and I'm sure you know this already because it will be in the thumbnail. But let's quickly go through the deck. I have made very small changes to it. Some of the notable ones is I have dropped one of my 5-cost ace. I still think it's important to have lots of 5-costs in the deck. I've dropped it for a very good reason. The reason is we need more power in our deck. We need something that can crash through the competition. I'm really loving this ace here having 5-cost 6k power and this dummy having 5-cost 6k power. The 6k makes a huge difference, and this is why I've included in here a 5-cost 7k power. This comes to us from op11. I'll read this one out. It's Monkey D. Luffy. It's got 1k counter, 5-cost 7k. If you have 5 or more cards in your hand, this character cannot attack. And it has blocker. Not bad. Having a 7k blocker is pretty good. And the way we're playing this deck is quite defensively. We are running a ton of blockers, and I think this could work to our advantage. Having it not be able to attack with a high hand, it's not ideal, but we're probably going to keep it on board until we can actually, we defend a big hand. We defend a big turn from our hand, and we're likely to have 5 cards or less after that. We don't usually get the big hand until, very early in the game, and then sort of after that, turn 5, turn 6, it starts depleting from there. So I think it'll play out nicely into most matchups. And having this negative effect means we get extra power. So happy to take that. If it only ends up being a blocker, I'm fine with that. It has the potential to be a threat on the board. The other change I want to put in or make note of is I've dropped the kid aces. And I've replaced them with extra grav blades, extra red rock. So 1 extra grav blade, 1 extra red rock. Grav blades are hugely just massive into this current meta. Not the best into the blue purple Luffy, but okay, not bad, still okay. Being able to remove their Bond Clays and their Zoros early, even their Nummy does get rid of the Nummy as well. Being able to get rid of those pre-turns to be able to hit in early could be a good thing, but they're more in there for these aggro matchups. They're also in here for Blackbeard. Blackbeard having Burgess. Burgess cannot be KO'd. Our blue deck does really well into Burgess because it has these grav blades. You can take out 2 at once. It feels really good. I gotta say, it feels really good if you drop one of these and take 2 Burgess out at once. And the moment you see a Kuzan drop on the field, you know when you've got one of these in your hand, you're just like, oh, come on, play out that Burgess. Play it out. Play it out. I'm looking forward to this. So yes, this is a key card in the deck. Nami isn't going to play well into Blackbeard because you can't really KO anything from its field, and you lose that on-play ability quite early. I'm also anticipating Yamato not being able to be used. There is a chance because Blackbeard gets to a point where he runs out of gas and he is no longer able to KO, and that's when he starts relying on his Teach to be able to close out the game. A Teach and Burgess, don't forget Burgess, but we're going to take care of the Burgess. So if he runs out of gas, then we can play the Yamato, get a little bit of life back, and put a big body on the board. We do like big bodies, so we're going to have to try and go wide. I think the general strategy into Blackbeard with this deck is going to be you need to get rid of the Burgess. That's number one. Number two, we need to get a lot of life from him, and we're going to have to do it very cheaply. So it's going to be some smart attacking. You have to understand what they need on their turn to be able to attack efficiently into Blackbeard. Anyway, let's take a look at the game now. I really hope you enjoy this one. I think Blackbeard is going to be very present in the meta. This is you're about to see a Blackbeard build we haven't got on the sim of when I release this video, or maybe when we release this video, hopefully, we don't have on the sim yet the update for all of the new starter decks, so it doesn't have any inclusions from that. But I don't think that's going to change the Blackbeard tremendously. They might get access to more Kuzans to find more Burgess, so keep an eye out for that. That's just even more of a reason why we need more Grav Blades in our deck. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump on into the video. All right, we have Ace into Blackbeard. Grav Blade should be good for this match. I do like that, but that's a little bit much. Let's reroll here. That looks okay. Would have preferred a Sanji in that mix and a Grav Blade, but I think having this is a little bit better than our last hand. I do want to use one of these before they black hole us. They're going for the black hole early. That's quite surprising here. I think they are going to take any hit I give them. So I'm going to drop, a Brûlé here. Saving our blockers, our utility ones, in case they let off these black holes. They are running the Jack in this deck. So going for a bit of KO here. And our bodies are easy for them to KO. What's Jack at 3 cost? All right, we don't want to give them life unnecessarily. We could... That said, triggers could work in our favor. I'm going to take this on. All right, we're not going to trigger that because it's not worth using on Lafitte. All right, they don't think that they're going to need this end game. All right, let's give them a bit of a run here. I'm going to, I think, play a 5 cost this turn, and I might go for Nami here. Okay, get rid of another one from hand. And I'm going to keep attacking this because I don't want them to gain life right now. I want their hand to be low. And he fuels hand. So happy with this outcome, and I might drop. I'm going to drop this one because if they run out of black holes on me, I can use Hiyori to put this at the top. Although I'm not going to have any targets for Nami. Thinking about that. Okay, that's fine. Wasting their hand to KO. Which draws them closer to that end game. Maybe they've got a teach in their hand as well then. We'll take this as well. Gonna discard one for black hole. Yep. Yeah, they're running low. Very, very low. We're gonna set up here. We do minimum attack. They want to take this. Okay. And we're going to drop another blocker. We could be up for, I think it's Liberation. I don't know if they've got one in the trash here. Nope, they're going for a Kuzan into Burgess. That's fine. Just want to see if we can find this card. Liberation. Yeah. Yeah, okay. We're not going to get to see the card. Now, counter out. Yes, we counter out. And what we're saving our blocker for, we're saving our blocker so actually let's not. We've got a second Grav Blade anyway. We can do some nasty things here. All right, it's looking good. Looking good. They found a stronger from that search. 2k, I'm guessing it's just there for a 2k. Okay, going in for this one. We can counter out, so we will. We're about to get a bit pounded here, so... All right, now they've taken this away as a swinger. We can... Still, because they've only got the Blackbeard on board, we do 13 into this, or we split. We might get away with just taking one from hand. I'm thinking we do that. If we just swing like this, take one from hand, or do we take their life? I think we just try and take one here. And then, oh no, that was a mistake because, oh, they still let it through. All right, I'm going to say why that was a mistake. I'm just going to put down another blocker. It was a mistake because usually you can get this swing through because if they block it, then you can use one of these on board to swing at Teach. But 10 Don plus 1 is only 11, so I wouldn't have been taking out Teach. So they shouldn't have let me, they shouldn't have blocked that out. They should have just blocked out with Teach. So error on my part for not swinging more. I should have loaded, you know, until I was a 14k attack and swing into teach. But that worked out for us. So a bit lucky, really. And they've got another Burgess on board. We've got another Graveblade for that. So we are happy. All right, what do they find from this? This one here found this one here, and this one is finding another teach. So we're going to have another 10 drop coming in at us. Which means they've got no counter. No counter at all. Gonna swing like this. We're going to do this swing here because now I can threaten to actually take down the teach. So we might take a life here. Yep. What they didn't know is I wanted all my Don here so I could Graveblade them. And then I can actually swing. No, I can't do any more swings here. That's it. I can get another blocker up. And I'll do that. All right. A board of blockers. That's crazy. And their one blocker just solos us, right? I'd rather have this than that. Will they swing with this teach is the question. And they're going to want to black hole us. They don't black hole us. Interesting. All right. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to swing 13 at life to see if they've got a 2k in hand. They don't. We can then get this one. All right, this is looking strong. I'm really liking this, guys. This is good. Another teach. All right. It's actually going to be hard to get through. We're going to block the first one because we want to make room for Satori. Okay, they're not even, they're worried about Satori. Luffy blocker. Cool. We can't load enough blockers because I could do a 5, a 5, and a 5, and they block all of them out. So let's deploy this one because he can attack for 7. So I'm going to put him over here and end turn. The other option I should have considered was putting all my Don down on Ace and swinging through because that would have killed one of his teachers. Burgess. There's a chance we got another Graveblade coming. That would be brutal, wouldn't it? Gravblade is MVP for this match. Win or lose, MVP. And this one is holding up the fort for Teach. Haven't let his Burgess do anything this game. Black hole. Okay. All right. We can swing through light here and threaten a big swing. This threatens a big swing later, unless they've got a 1k in hand. Okay. Which means 5. Okay. We could do 5 on Viola, which then they have to block with this. A 6 and then swing here. Could work. Or, yeah, I think we do that. In fact, I think we do 4 on Relay instead. I thought they'd block that one out. Now we can go in 6 on this is 12 into it. I'd rather do, so we get rid of a Teach now. We do 5 on this. And they have to block out. And we still got 3 blockers. And I probably should have loaded onto this one instead, but that's okay. Because if this is sideways, I can block out with these chomps and keep this one up for protection. That said, it was going to die anyway. That said, okay, yeah, they're going for face here. We block here. I think we've got this because they've got no blockers. So they take this one out, but all we need to do is split between these two. And if they attack with this, it's game. Yep. All right. That was ace into Blackbeard. It was a very interesting one. As I said, our Gravblades were MVP. We got 2 out, taking care of their Burgess early. Big game changer. I think that's what makes blue viable into Blackbeard. Definitely. And yeah, just having the availability of all our blockers. We don't get to use our game plan of gaining life against the Blackbeard, but as a whole, you can play around it just having the Gravblades. I do like this addition to the deck, having that extra power on it. Phenomenal. Yeah, do consider this one in your decks as well. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed that matchup. Until next time, look after yourselves and look after your decks.